Saturn launched a fierce attack on Bonnie and Kuma with his poisonous legs. The giants quickly put up their shields to block the onslaught. Bonnie, exhausted and in her Nika form, struggled to get up. Luffy, looking around, saw her and shouted, "Bonnie, you are the one that must do it!" He punched one of Saturn's attacks away from Bonnie but refused to attack Saturn himself. Bonnie, filled with anger, finally got up and floated in the air, ready to fight. Meanwhile, Vegapunk was closing his speech with a dire warning. The day that the same incident as the Void Century occurs again will surely come, because the weapons that caused the disaster still remain intentionally in this world. His words resonated deeply as we saw Vivi and Shirahoshi reacting. In Skypiea, Canis and Isa arrived at the palace and greeted Wiper's group, all unaware of Vegapunk's broadcast. Because the heirs of the races that were to be erased from history still remain, Vegapunk continued as we saw Kuma on the Elbaf ship. Then a flashback of his conversation with Vegapunk about buccaneers. Marco thought about Whitebeard mentioning the land of gods in the Red Line. King, bandaged in a dark room, thought about the Lunarians. Pudding, in a cell, remembered her childhood when children mocked her for having 3 eyes. Back on the Elbaf ship, Saturn tried to attack Bonnie once more, but Luffy blocked all his attacks. Bonnie remembered the first time Saturn and Kuma saw each other in God Valley, and recalled Ginny when she was a baby. She also remembered Saturn telling her he subjected her mother to experiments. "How dare you do all that to my dad and mom? There is no way you guys are gods, but God does exist!" Bonnie shouted, her voice filled with emotion. Reactions of Sentomaru and Kizaru were shown, with Kizaru still lying down with a bubble. Bonnie remembered Kuma talking about Nika while she shouted at Saturn in tears. "He will definitely come to save you," Kuma had said in the past. "And heroes do exist. I really wanted us 3 to live together. I even thought that I wanted to die if I ended up alone," Bonnie cried out, imagining a life where she was a baby living with both Kuma and Ginny. "Bonnie, thank you for being born," Kuma and Ginny had said. "But I still live because they wish me to," Bonnie declared. In a dramatic double spread, Bonnie and Giant Luffy prepared to do a combo attack against Saturn. Vegapunk's message continued in the background. "When the disaster comes, please take care of yourself. I believe in the wisdom of mankind. I believe in science." We saw Iceberg, Judge, and Caesar having an argument and Herodus reacting. On Egghead Shore, Emoth faced Jupiter and Warcury. In another double spread, Luffy and Bonnie performed a combo attack. Bonnie punched Saturn's face with a giant punch, and Luffy, in giant form behind her, punched the rest of Saturn's body. "Kaiho no Nika punch!" Bonnie shouted. Saturn's body was blown to pieces, full of holes from the punches, with some legs and horns pulled up and started falling into the sea. All giants cheered for Bonnie and Luffy. Even Kuma seemed to smile a little. "Wah!" Bonnie cried. "Da-ya-ya! We blew him away! Hey Bonnie, you did great!" Luffy exclaimed. The Thousand Sunny was about to fall near the Elbaf ship with Usopp, Chopper, Jinbei, and Zoro on board. Vegapunk's message continued. Vegapunk's final words echoed through the scene. "The death of legends like Roger and Whitebeard is merely the opening curtain for the new age. For those who can no longer be stopped, those people are the ones who are closest to the truth. Maybe Roger set the trigger for it to be this way from the very start." A flashback of Roger's speech before his execution in Chapter 1 played. "My treasure? It's yours if you want it. Try and find it. I left all the world had to offer in that place." Vegapunk continued. "But it's not certain that the person Joy Boy hoped for will be the one who will get his hands on that." In Hachinosu, pirates grew restless waiting for Teach's return, eager to set sail. In Sabaody, Rayleigh got drunk and fell asleep. "Ray-san, you will catch a cold staying like this," Shaki said. On the Red Force, Shanks was drunk too, like Rayleigh. "Boss, you drank too much," the red-hair pirate said. "Shut up, I didn't drink," Shanks replied. At Cross Guild, all men were in awe of Buggy's deep connection to true history. Excited, Crocodile and Mihawk stared silently, looking annoyed. Buggy was in shock, saying, "Huh? Huh?" In the Marines' headquarters, some Marines started saying they needed to go and get it before anyone else did. Returning to Vegapunk's closing line, he said, "Whether it will be the one Joy Boy wished or not, the fate of the world will be decided by the one who claims it." In the final double page, we saw Vegapunk's final sentence along with a collage of panels with the most relevant characters in One Piece now. Monkey D. Luffy, Marshall D. Teach, Shanks, Buggy, Akainu, Dragon, Emu, Shadow, Kobe, Kuzan, Figureland, Garling, and Sabo. "By the one who claims the One Piece," Vegapunk concluded.